Hi everyone and welcome to my channel Infinity Learners. So hope all of you are doing great. So have you all heard about the National Education Policy 2020? This topic has been on fire around us, right? So today I am bringing in front of you some of the very important points about the National Education Policy 2020. Also, you'll get to know what are the pros and what are the cons in this particular education policy. I have divided this education policy and its points into two sections. So in this video, I'll be covering the school education part, and in the next video, I'll be covering the higher education policy. Right. So students, you might be thinking that what all are the reforms that has been brought up by the government. What are the all points that are beneficial for you all. I have also seen many people who have been evaluating this national education policy, but some or the other points are lacking. So I thought of, studying the entire PDF that has been provided by the government of India. And after studying that, I have noted some of the very important points for all of you guys. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Now, the first thing is that government of India mentions is that they are focusing on the holistic development of the students to bring their talents, to sharpen their skills. So they have restructured the 10 plus 2 structure that was pre-existing in the education system, and that is now being divided into 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 structure. Now what is this structure? Everyone is wondering what is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Now, talking about these four basic divisions, the first 5 years covers the foundational stage. You know that for anything to get started, the foundation plays a very important role. So the foundation has been provided the 5 years, right? So and also one of the most important points that 85% of the cumulative development of the brain of a child takes place at the age of till the age of 6 years, right? So it's very important that the foundation of the child must be right. So at the foundational stage, that is a 5 years plan, your child will be first sent to the Anganwadi or the Bal Vatika, where there will be activity based learning that will be practiced. Your child will be taught regarding the colors, regarding the numbers, the countings, and many more activities related to learning. For that, the government will be providing proper infrastructure. They are also thinking about educating through the televisions, providing the DTH connections also at various government schools. So after that, there will be 1 year of Bal Vatika. That is a preparatory 1 year class in which your students will again be taught regarding the activity based learning, and also what all will be done in the next stage, that is the preparatory stage. Now talking about the stage 2, that is the preparatory stage. In this, the classes 3rd to 5th are covered, and the age of the student will be from 8 years to 11 years of age, right? And then the next stage is the middle stage, in which the child will be from 11 to 14 years of age, covering classes 6 to 8. And the last stage will be your secondary stage, covering classes 9 to 12 and 14 to 18 years of age, right? So there is also one term that has been introduced by the government, that is ECCE, that is Early Childhood Care and Education. So in the entire foundational stage, the government will be focusing on the proper nutrition of your child, proper health of your child. That is why they have introduced the term ECCE, that is the Early Childhood Care and Education. So providing proper nutrition to your child and the health, that will be taken care by various counselors and the medical attendees that will be introduced in your schools for your children. That is a very good point in my opinion, that has been mentioned in the NEP 2020. Now the next is that government is also thinking about preventing the dropout rates. Now, in the government schools, it's very common, not in the private schools, but in the government schools, it's very common that the students, especially the girl students, tend to drop out after 6th class or 8th class, because the parents find marrying their girls much more important than making them study. So, and the government is preventing this from happening by providing proper infrastructure in the schools, providing proper facilities for all the children, whether that be that is the your male child or your female child. Proper infrastructure will be built, and also any dropout student shall be allowed to re-enter the school by proper procedure, right? So it is not that the dropouts cannot carry further their education. They can carry their education from the next class from which they have dropped. Now, the most interesting point that I found in the entire NEP is the 10 days bagless program. Now, in our time, that was not the case, but now the government has been understanding the value of the vocational education. So earlier, after the college level, people tend to practice the various vocational courses depending upon their interest. But now the students from classes 6 onwards can shall be able to practice the vocational courses, because in the 10-day bagless program there will be various classes related to the carpentry, the mechanical works, the gardening, or the activities other like this, in which they do not need to bring their bags, the entire baggage of books, but other than that they can indulge into the good activities and can learn with the trainees in who train in those particular vocational courses. Now, at all the levels, the next point is that at all the levels there will be an integration of arts and sports along with the studies. So I find that the government has focused on widening up of the curriculum and not just restricting it only to the study. So the sports and the art work will also be integrated along with that at all the levels. And there will be obviously, when sports and arts will be integrated, then there will be a merger of curricular and co-curricular activities. Now, another important point is that government has focused upon providing the regional languages and importance. So the children will be imparted the education in their regional or the local languages till class 5th, and preferably till class 8th if possible. But in case if you are the your child, if you have to move, suppose you are in a banking job and you have to move from Kerala to Punjab, then might be the case that you'll be wondering that your child may not understand the regional language of Punjab. But that is not the case, because the government has also asked the teachers to practice the imparting knowledge in bilingual language. So bilingual knowledge shall be imparted by the teachers, and that teachers will also be trained at all the levels. Right now, the next point is that the foreign languages like Russian, German, Korean, all these languages shall be allowed, shall be practiced, and will be an option at the secondary level for the students, so that if they want in future they can uh, study regarding those countries, their cultures. So that will be an option for all those students. Now, the moral and ethical teaching will be focused at all the levels, right? That maybe sometimes the moral values are only imparted at the lower levels, the primary stage, but that is not the case now. That will be imparted at all the levels in the schools till secondary stage. And now, the knowledge of India, the history was an important subject, and also history was a subject which had a lot of redundant things which students do not find interesting at all. So the government has focused upon imparting the knowledge of India, the ancient Indian knowledge and the current knowledge of our country, the challenges and the successes, whatever have come in the path of our country, so that children know about the country more and more, and the redundant knowledge has been put aside. Now, the last and the important point is evaluation. Earlier, the evaluation was only done by the teachers, but now the peer and the self evaluation have also been introduced, in which the students will be allowed to evaluate themselves, and they will also be evaluated by the students in their class, right? So all these points were there at the school education level. Also, do let me know that what point was your favorite one, and the higher education I'll be covering in the next video. So if you like this video, then all do give this video a thumbs up and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel Infinity Learners. And dear students, stay tuned for my next videos to come. Till then, do take care of yourselves and see you in the next video. Bye bye.